Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you have a fantastic day. And today, let's talk about the Champions League game last night. Real Madrid, Man City, and I'm seeing a lot of people talk online. I'm seeing a lot of people going at City, and more specifically, Pep Guardiola. And I want to give my thoughts on things because I actually wanted... I think I'm going against a grain here, because on Twitter, it is such a reactionary place. It annoys me so much that people can just look at one thing that happened only a couple minutes ago to then discredit years and months and just the entire big picture behind it. The general concept is that Pep Guardiola is a failure because he's not won Man City the Champions League. A lot of people's points is the fact that, you know, how much they spent on their team, and also with how much backing and how much time he's had, that Pep Guardiola was only brought in to do one thing now, and that is to win the Champions League. And if he doesn't win the Champions League, therefore that's a failure. Yo, do you play FIFA 22? Yeah. Is your team bang average? You absolute pathetic piece of... You saying that to the viewers? No, obviously. Ah, okay. I mean you. Do you face teams like this? You can't keep getting away with it! Do you know there's a way to get coins? Why are you shouting at me? Then go to userbuy.com for the cheapest and most reliable place to buy your coins on FIFA 22. Link is down below in the description, and also use code Vizeh at checkout to get a discount. Now, of course, as it still stands, City are still the main team that is on to win the Premier League. Now, if for whatever reason that they do not win the Prem, they could end up having no trophies won for the first time in what feels like 10 years. 16-17, 14-15, 09-10. So, in the last 12-13 seasons, they've only gone 2 seasons without winning a single trophy. And this year, it could be the same if they don't win the Prem. Within that time, since Pep has joined, they've won 3 Premier Leagues, they've won 4 League Cups, they've won 1 FA Cup, 8 major trophies in a span of 5 years. That is absolute success. And also, don't forget pure dominance in the domestic league. In the last 5 seasons, they've either won it or came second. I think people who are using a Champions League on Pep are, in my opinion, I think it's jealousy, because the man has completely revolutionized football at Barca, at Bayern, at City, and people have to say that, yeah, but he's always had money. But like, if you're worth a certain amount, why would you drop below how much you're worth just to try to prove a point to people when you've already proven it? People like to add that Liverpool are like the good boys, and like they're like the good team, and then Man City are the evil team, and then they spend so much more money. Now, in terms of net spend, you may have a point, but in terms of who they actually buy, they're kind of similar in terms of they buy the player just below the world-class ceiling. Other than Grealish this year, it's not really a common thing that City makes like that one big like money name signing, such as what the likes of Chelsea and especially Manchester United have done. In the last couple of years, Lukaku for United and also Chelsea, Ronaldo for United, Varane for United. You could even say that Alexis Sanchez at United as well could be also one of them. When City and Liverpool make signings of some good players that's not at that absolute top level yet, but they can make them into that kind of player. That's how I see the kind of City and Liverpool debate, that yes, Liverpool has got a lot less net spend. They typically just sell some players to get a big deal done. I get that and I respect that completely. And in terms of Klopp and Pep, I think they're both absolutely insane. And if I got to pick one, if I have to say for Burnley, who would I rather have? I would rather have Klopp for Burnley. Now, if you're a Man United fan, you may say you would rather have Pep because he can do a lot more with big money. But if you have a bit less money, you may say Klopp, and that's kind of how I see the entire debate. Last night, City lost to Real Madrid in one of the most incredible circumstances I've ever seen. It makes no sense to me looking back on it now. They lost because of a freak 2 minutes of a little lad called Rodrigo that decided to become R9 Ronaldo. I don't think there's anything that Pep could have really done differently. Pep coached a team to win the tie 6-0. Instead, they only won 4-3, missing how many chances and letting them in because of stupid mistakes. And last night, you could say it was definitely questionable refereeing, but even so, he subbed off De Bruyne, he subbed off Morris, he put the likes of Grealish on and Gundogan. I remember seeing on the commentary and also on Twitter that Gundogan did well when he came on. Grealish was doing well when he came on. I hate how reactionary it is, because Grealish got subbed on and then he almost scored with a goal line clearance, and then also had a fantastic save that Courtois had to make go on bottom right bins. He had a great game, and then when he considered the goals, he had to go through 8 Real Madrid players to try to go through anyone. There's no one in world football that would be able to do that other than, I guess, maybe Mbappe. I don't even think Messi could anymore. Gundogan got brought on to try to reassure the game. Zinchenko came on because Kyle Walker had to come off. Tactically, I don't think you could predict what happened to them. So to use that against him in other finals and other games, like you're against Lyon, against like Chelsea, you can maybe point a finger and say like that probably makes no sense to me. But looking at last night, it was a perfect 90 minutes. Benzema did nothing for the entire game. Honestly, God, I hate this idea that like, oh, Benzema, Real Madrid, Ballon d'Or. He was awful for 90 minutes. You can't tell me that if you watch the actual game, that until extra time, he was awful. He had like 1 or 2 chances that he flopped to just miss hit. The main man for Real Madrid was Vinicius Jr. until Kyle Walker got subbed off. Last night was a great example of the fact that football is just mad. Football is incredible, and that something as simple as just swinging it in the box can get you a goal in any circumstance. And that is what happened. He scored because they just put a whip in the box and it fell. Did you see Rodrigo's goal? It was a deflection from, I believe, Asensio onto his head. Do you know how lucky that is? The odds of that, of going on target, is so slim. It was a deflection onto his head from about not even a half meter away from him, and it perfectly flew top bins. That is just football poetry at that stage. Now, of course, I get for most people, they just dislike City because they think they bought everything, and because, you know, they're the new boys and that they've kind of just took over English football, and they very much have. They've dominated everything. Centurions and treble winners and all of this, of course, it's going to create a lot of animosity to Man City because they think that they've just bought it all and that's it. But money doesn't buy everything. Look at Manchester United. Since Sir Alex left, they've won 2 major honours, lad. FA Cup back in 15-16, Europa League back in 16-17, with about $1 billion spent. Pep will, and I hope he'll get his flowers when he leaves. Whenever he leaves, I think people look back on it as one of the most dominant eras in English football history since Fergie, because it has. I've been hearing people call that Man City plays boring football because they find it too robotic. It is absolute waffle. Absolute waffle, man. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. Okay, do you think Pep Guardiola is a fraud? Do you think that he should be winning a Champions League? Now, of course, is it likely that he should be winning a UCL? Yes, it is likely because most years they're usually the favourite or the second favourite at the very least. And in the previous years, he's been given a tagline of being an overthinker. But for last night, I don't think you can blame him for that because he made the changes. You know, it was at 89th minute. The game was done, and it was 2 crosses in the box, and it was simple as that. Burnley could do that, okay? If Burnley are 1-0 down against City, we could throw 2 balls in the box, and we could do the same thing that Real Madrid did. That's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of it. And the thing is, if he didn't make those changes, and he still went and conceded, then he'll be given stick as well. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he didn't sub on some defensive players, then people will say, why is he leaving them open still? That's just how football is, okay? And that's the reality of it. So that's my thoughts about Pep Guardiola, and I think he deserves so much more respect, man. If he was English, do you know how much love he would get in the media if he was English? Christ, man. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, smash the like button. This was me just rambling on, and tell me your thoughts down in the comments, okay? Stay safe, boys.